Welcome to Serving with Success, Provision Option 2. The objectives of this module are to learn how to identify Provision Option 2, its duration, and record-keeping requirements. To reduce administrative challenges, local educational agencies with a high percentage of free and reduced price certifications may elect to use Provision Option 2. Provision 2 operates on a 4-year cycle. Breakfast meals must be served at no charge to all participating students. During the first year, known as the base year, the school determines the eligibility of each student, takes daily meal counts by type, free, reduced price, and paid, at the point of service or approved alternate, and reports these counts for claiming meal reimbursement as it normally does.
When we visit you on site, we will want to look at your point of service count to make sure you are actually taking a total count of students that come through the line, and then we want to see your paperwork of how you divide them up by percentages. And the fantastic thing about this Provision 2 is all the students are eating at no charge.
All students eat free, regardless of their eligibility category. The LEA calculates monthly or annual claiming percentages for use in the non-base years. Retain specified base year records, plus all extensions, for the entire period that the school operates under Provision 2 for the current year plus 3 years, or longer if there are open audits. Provision 2 must start at the beginning of the school year unless the state agency approves delayed implementation. This permits Provision 2 schools to delay implementation for a period not to exceed the first claiming period of the base year. LEAs implementing Provision 2 must notify the media and distribute a letter to parents and guardians about the availability of school breakfast meals. Claiming percentages represent the ratio of each meal category, free, reduced price, or paid, to the total reimbursable lunches and/or breakfasts served. Each claiming percentage is applied to the total lunch and/or breakfast count respectively for the claiming period in the non-base years. At the end of the base year, after the final claim for reimbursement has been filed, all of the data is available to calculate the claiming percentages. These claiming percentages will be used for the remainder of the Provision 2 cycle, or longer if Provision 2 is extended to subsequent 4-year cycles. The general rules for calculating percentages are: each category, free, reduced price, and paid, must be calculated for each site participating in Provision 2 separately. If participating district-wide, then calculate for all sites. Carry the calculation to a minimum of 2 decimal places before rounding. Round the percentages to 1 decimal place using standard rounding. Numbers 5 through 9 round up to the next higher number, and numbers 1 through 4 round down. For example, 86.15% rounds up to 86.2%. 86.14% rounds down to 86.1%. Percentages rounded to 1 decimal place will be used to calculate claims for reimbursement. If the total percentages for free, reduced price, and paid meals do not equal 100, the paid category must be adjusted in order to total 100%. Calculate monthly or annual claiming percentages for each Provision 2 school. To calculate the monthly claiming percentage for free breakfast served, divide the monthly total number of free reimbursable breakfasts served by the same month's total number of all reimbursable breakfasts served, free, reduced price, and paid. These 3 percentages are applied to corresponding monthly breakfast count totals of all reimbursable breakfasts served in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th consecutive school years, and applicable extensions in order to calculate reimbursable claims for free, reduced price, and paid breakfasts each month. Annual claiming percentages are based on the total number of all reimbursable breakfasts by type for the Provision 2 schools served over the entire base year. Annual percentages must be calculated using the actual meal counts. Monthly percentages may not be added together and averaged to develop annual percentages. During non-base years, the LEA must continue to notify the public that nutritious meals are available at school. Provision 2 schools count the total number of reimbursable meals at the point of service or approved alternate on a daily basis. Meal counts by type, free, reduced price, and paid, are not required. Therefore, tickets, tokens, and other forms of exchange that identify a child's eligibility status to the cashier are not required. At the end of the month, the daily meal counts for the Provision 2 school are totaled. The meal count totals are then prorated into categories by applying the base year, monthly, or annual claiming percentages. Totals are then submitted to the state agency for reimbursement.
But the biggest thing you need to remember, you still need to break them down by percentages, and they're still claimed by free, reduced, and paid. Even though all students eat at no charge, they're still claimed in categories.
Edit checks are still a requirement and may be calculated as shown. Take the number of students with access to the program and multiply by the attendance factor to calculate the attendance-adjusted enrollment. Next, compare the attendance-adjusted enrollment to the total daily meal count. If the total daily meal count exceeds the attendance-adjusted enrollment, you should research the reasons why. End of Provision 2 cycles. At the end of each 4-year cycle, schools on Provision 2 must choose one of the following options: revert to standard meal counting and claiming procedures, apply to the state agency for an extension of Provision 2, apply to the state agency to start and operate a new Provision 2 base year in the next school year. Regardless of the option chosen, you must inform the state agency of your planned activity at the end of the Provision 2 cycle. In addition, extensions, new base years, or streamlined base years require the approval of the state agency prior to conducting these activities. Applying for an extension. An extension allows for the continuation of Provision 2 for a new cycle. Meals may continue to be offered to all children at no charge without the need to return to a base year. At the end of each 4-year cycle, the LEA may apply to the state agency for an extension.
Contact our office and we will work with you to see if you can be extended for another 4 years or if you need to start a new base year.
The state agency may approve 4-year extensions if the income level of the school's population, as adjusted for inflation, has remained stable, declined, or had only negligible improvement since the base year. Negligible improvement is defined as an improvement in the base year income level of the school's population that is 5% or less, as adjusted for inflation. If an extension is not approved, you may apply to operate a streamlined base year, start a new base year, or revert back to standard meal counting claiming procedures. During an approved extension, the claiming percentages that were calculated during the most recent base year are used for reimbursement purposes. LEAs may apply for an extension every 4 years. LEAs may continue to be granted an indefinite number of extensions, as long as they can demonstrate that the income level of your school's population has remained the same, declined, or had only negligible improvement when comparing the originally approved base year data and comparable current data for the year in which you are requesting the extension. Now that you have finished Provision Option 2, complete the following brief quiz.